This is Big Talk, and it's still Super Citizen and Sunrise this morning on your darling station 93.7 FM right here in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Now, this is Big Talk, and this is how we are going to go about it. We're discussing the forthcoming election in Bayelsa State and what is expected from the contestants and what is it actually expected from INEC as well, and then every other factors that has to do with conducting a proper election. And you know that this is off season, so the INEC will not really have much to do than to focus on these three states. Of course, there are three of them, three states that election will be taking place in on November 11th of this year. Now, when those states are Kogi, and the other one is Imo, the other one is Bayelsa, and in this stage election will be taking place. But we want to focus on Bayelsa this morning, and then get you abreast with what is going on. And we'll have somebody that will be calling us that is from Bayelsa, that will be giving us full detailed analysis of what actually is going on, and what the political atmosphere is like in Bayelsa State. Now, I have two gentlemen right here in the studio that will be discussing about this program together. But I still have Mr. Simon Salami. But I want to just go on a short break. When I return, I will introduce you, because I have another guest in the studio. I will introduce him properly to you. Then we'll get the show on the way. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. There's still Big Talk on Super Citizen at Sunrise this morning. We'll be right back. This is still Super Citizen and Sunrise. It's still Big Talk. Now let's get our conversation on the way on the show this morning. We have a very gentleman right here in the studio, and his Chief Tayo Showumi. He's the former president, Unilag SUG, 1974 to 1975. And he is a political activist. Now, these are the two gentlemen. I'm Mr. Simon Salami, a media consultant and a veteran journalist, right here in the studio this morning to discuss this particular topic that have to do with the forthcoming election in Bayelsa State. Of course, it's something that everybody is looking forward to, because the off-season election is not really saturated. INEC people are saying that INEC will have more time and more staff to accommodate, because it's just 3 states. INEC actually has capacity to conduct a nationwide election in one day. Now it's just 3 states that they have to handle. So people are saying, okay, they have an ample space and ample time to be able to, deal with the fact that, it's just three states. Now, we want to discuss this particular. Let's start with the chief, Tayo Showumi. Chief, good morning to you and welcome to the show.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
Okay, now let's get it underway. We want to ask you this question as regards to Mr. Dwoyediri. He's the incumbent governor of Bayelsa State at the moment, and Timi Priesiva is coming back. He only did 1 term before he lost the election, and now he's seeking for re-election in the forthcoming election. Do you think that he can be able to oust the incumbent governor, that's Dwoyediri, going into this election?
Thank you for the question. I do think that the returning, or rather, the Silva did very well during his first term. Andre Diri, the incumbent, is doing fine too. But it all depends on the people of Bayelsa. It is the people that eventually will decide who they want. But if I can remember vividly, the last election did not actually go the way of Diri. On the eve of the person who won that election, Diri, a senator at that time, had already given up. In actual fact, the declared winner of that election was preparing to give his inaugural speech before when it was suddenly announced that something went wrong in the election and Diri should be sworn in. And I've been following the performance of Diri for some time now. I think he's doing fine. I won't say who is better, but the people of Bayelsa State should be able to do this. But everything depends on INEC. If INEC allows the people to freely choose their leader, I think there's very little difference between the incumbent and the incoming brother.
Incoming, you keep calling him incoming. Like, well, like, do you feel like he can oust the current governor, Dwoyediri?
I don't think so. I don't think so. The current governor is performing, no doubt. Have a very good number of friends in Bayelsa who are telling us that if everything goes well, if INEC does its duty the way it should be done, I think Diri should have the day.
But Silva has a federal might coming from the past administration. He held the position of the Minister of State for Petroleum, and then you feel like he's going there for just the Tea Party. I think this time Silva is really out to contest. Don't you think so?
It shouldn't count whether you are a minister or you have the federal might. Eventually, the people will have to decide, not your position in the society for now. So I remember that it's quite some time now that Silva has left the scene, and Diri is not a man to be pushed aside. That's why he's been doing his best to make sure that everything goes well this time around. But eventually, the people will decide.
Okay, let the people decide. Silva is coming back. if there's anything that people are looking at, they say, okay, he has experience on his side too. You know, former governor, former minister. I think he's bringing experience into the ring this time around. What do you think, so, Mr. Salmon Salami?
Well, whether Silva is coming back or Diri is staying put, the people of Bayelsa will determine. That is that. Again, look at the emergence of Silva. What really happened was that Leon was to be sworn in as the governor. In actual fact, it was on the eve, just tomorrow. The stadium was prepared. Everybody was ready. And just like that, the Supreme Court said the deputy governorship candidate to Leon had an issue. And based on that, since it's a joint ticket, the swearing in of Leon as governor should not hold. Rather, Duri should be sworn in as the governor. So, Diri, using Rufai's word, is an accidental governor in his book. So, that being that, one would have thought that during the next election, APC as a party should have considered the ticket to Leon. I am talking as a journalist and a political analyst. The party reserves the right to decide who will be their flag bearer. That being that, who will win election in Bayelsa State come November 11 is essentially a decision for Bayelsans to take. And if INEC does its work very well, I mean, if INEC is bent on delivering a credible, fair, and free election, whatever the Bayelsans want is what will happen come 11th of November.
Okay, whatever the bias, we just hope that the will of the people prevails at this forthcoming election in Bayelsa State on the 11th of November 2023. Now, want to go straight to someone that will give us an in-depth analysis of what is happening or what the political atmosphere looks like in Bayelsa. He's from there. He's the former national publicity secretary of APC, Mr. Ekene Ezepue. We want to extract some of one don't really know, but and I swear when we return, we want to talk about what it feels like when the court gives you judgments, as we feel like most of the time people don't really follow this kind of governors, like when a court decides like, okay, you are the next, most of the time it doesn't really reflect the will of the people. And we found it, some people in some states have found it so hard to follow such governors. But that's when we return from this, getting the reaction of Mr. Ekene Ezepue, an indigenous of Bayelsa State, and let's get his view from him. He's going to join us via call. Hello, Mr. Ekene Ezepue. Good morning to you. Yeah, how are you this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing very good.
All right, good to have you, and good morning to you. Okay, now we want to know what the political atmosphere looks like in Bayelsa State at the moment, going forward or going into the forthcoming election on the November 11th. We want to know who is really going to make a huge impact in this forthcoming election. Timi Preyesiva is coming out. The incumbent governor, Doye Diri, is actually seeking for re-election. Now, we want to know what is actually going on. What are we going to call it, battle?
Definitely, it's going to be a real battle. Okay?
All right.
But for now, everybody is consulting. You see, the previous, the serving governor came in through the judiciary. It's something, it's something you didn't plan for, something you didn't wish to be. At the end of the day, it was given to you through the judiciary. But when you find out what he has put in place, you know that he was not ready to become a governor. For the past, 3 years now, nothing to show for all the money being given to them, the Paris Club, reform, and all that. So I just look at it, the people will decide who will be their governor, because when you look at what is on ground, so based on what he has put on ground, is giving the APC more opportunity, to take over the place.
Okay, when you talk about what the Governor, His Excellency Doediri, has put to the ground, don't you think that he's doing so well in the area of palliatives? Just recently, we heard that he released about 100 buses to cushion the effects of subsidy removal. These things are on ground, and barely some few states have not been able to meet up with that. Don't you think that the governor is really trying?
Let me tell you something. Bayelsa State is just surrounded with the Riverland area. How many people stays in the capital of Yenegua? What is the size of Yenegua? There is 100 buses. There is nothing like that in the first place. Putting those buses on, if you say in quote, if those buses are truly on ground, number one, how are they going to fuel them? Are they electric buses? How are they going to fix them? It's not by you saying you are buying. What about the maintenance culture of those things for them to continue? So what about those that sit in the Riverland area? Did you buy? Because most of our transition system in that area, the Riverland area, is through the waterways. You are talking about palliative. What is the monthly allocation from the FAC for Bayelsa State compared to other states? You have to compare all those things all together. We are talking about infrastructure. We are talking about lights. And you also need to understand that this same state, like Bayelsa State, the NDDC has also even done so much that sometimes the state can also claim that the most of all those projects belongs to them.
Hello?
Yeah.
Are you still there? Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just trying to tell you that, look, these things are things that are supposed to be on ground. You are seeing it physically. It's not on paper.
Okay. Now, you are a member of the APC, and you are on the side of the opposition. Timi Prieseva is coming under the umbrella of APC. What are the chances of APC in this forthcoming election?
Look, let me need to get this right. If you look at the presidential election, the previous election, it's not about the people. It's not our party. Yes, I'm a full APC member. But we need to win the election. We need the people to win the election. One of those people who stay in Abuja or somewhere and write results and they take it in and put it in through the INEC. No. You know the people. When the people see that you have failed them, then you see the result at the end of the day, the 90 minutes. Well, also what happened in Lagos State, also what happened in other states. So if the president governor has failed the people, then the PDP is going to lose it, and which he has failed them, so they are going to lose it. That's just the truth.
So, what is Timi Prieseva bringing to the table? Because when you're saying that APC is going to clinch it, we want to know what if peradventure APC clinches it. We want to know what Timi Prieseva is bringing to the table, because it's all about the people. It's not just clinching it; it's him living up to the people's expectation.
Yes, you see, he has been there once, okay? And what he did at that age of 43 as a governor, I think he did more better, far better, because you have to compare what the past and the present, what you are saying at the 10th day, what was put on place compare it, you cannot compare them. Okay? And the second part of it is that this is a man that has gone to the center, he has been in the center, he has made a lot of contacts, he has been there. Okay? He has traveled, you know, so I think he has a lot now to offer his own people. I believe this time is not about making of money, or just like the governor, what he keeps doing now, the present governor is all about just marrying of wives, and you know, no.
Okay. Okay, now the former president is a PDP member. That's talking about Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, and then Doye Diri is running under the umbrella of the PDP as well. Don't you think that it will be a huge impact that is going to be a game changer with the consideration of the former president?
No, that when the former president was the immediate past president, even he lost. The PDP lost, I remember, in 2019. So it's nothing to talk about. Even he lost in his own local government.
Okay, okay. Don't forget that. Okay, are you done?
No, I'm not. I'm trying to tell you that the former president, when he was the immediate past president, 2019, he lost in his local government and also lost in the state. So it's inconsequential.
Okay. Now, with the economical situation of Bayelsa State, do you think there's going to be a turnaround? Because there's a lot that's the people of Bayelsa are yearning for. Do you think Timi Priye-Silva will be able to give them that dividends of democracy?
Yes, I believe. Because you see, the problem with the president, God, you cannot give what you don't have. You don't have it up here. You cannot give it to the people. You don't know what governance is all about. You don't know what the people need. You cannot give it to them.
Well, but we want you to explain more on Timi Priye-Silva, because that's the side you are on.
Well, no, yes, it is my side, because both people, we at the side will make sure he has to do the right thing. He has been there before, so, and he came to the center. He's going back. Definitely, we all expecting something more better than what he said.
He was there. He was there before. He was there before he lost. He was there before he lost an election. It simply means that there was something that he didn't do so well. That was why he lost the election.
No, don't go that way, because if you go that way, because then Goodluck was there, man, the vice president. Don't go that way, because if you go that way, that means you want to open some work.
Okay.
So let us just close it.
Okay. Okay. Thank.
If you want to open some work from the former president, then we can go into it.
Okay, let's leave it at that. Thank you so very much for being a part of the show this morning, for explaining what the political situation is, and we thank you for giving our listeners that piece of information. Thank you so very much, Mr. Ekene Ezepue, the former APC, the National APC Publicity Secretary. Thank you.
Thank you, Ekene. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right. Now we go on the show to still give you more, but that will be when we return from this short break. Don't forget that it's still Super Citizen and Sunrise this morning, and this segment that we are on is Big Talk. When we return, Chief Tayo Show Me is still right here in the building, and Mr. Samuel Salami is still right here in the building to be doing justice to this upcoming election in Bayelsa State. We'll be right back. This is still Super Citizen at Sunrise and it's Big Talk. Before we went on that short break, and then before we answered that caller, the contribution of Mr. Ekene Ezepue, we're trying to talk about the issue of court injunction in politics and court judgment, and some people that have gotten some verdict to some people that were enthroned by courts. Let's just leave it that way. Chief Tayo Showme, the former president, Unilag,